Today went mostly neutral, so I'm gonna lag it anyway. I'll be code switching between two languages just once for first period, and then the rest is gonna be English, so please don't mind that. So tonight, well, yesterday night, I slept at 12 a.m. because this is one of those days I end up waking up late. Even though most of the time I do sleep and wake up early, this time I woke up late because I had to make out those videos yesterday and had to post them, so that's a little bit of time. But tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early and we're gonna find yet a new friend group because of neutrality-based reasons in the last one. No good breakfast today, sadly, so after that, here we go. For first period, voy a hablar español, pero disculpe mi pronunciación. Pienso que mi clase de español fue muy interesante hoy. Durante del diario de español, el maestro nos dice que esta clase está volviendo dependiente para unas respuestas del diario. También él nos dijo que debemos tomar riesgos, incluso si la clase es nueva al idioma. Después de decirlo, la clase y yo jugamos a Gimkit y Blugit. En el juego de Gimkit no tengo una idea de cómo he sobrevivido. Soy uno de cuatro de los ganadores, pero pienso que he ganado porque usé un ratón de... Antes de salir a la clase, yo he preguntado al maestro si los ganadores del Gimkit si fueron contabilizados. Él les contó. Now for second period it went mostly fun. We did our daily circuit exercises. But the problem here is that I was going behind the bleachers so that the two girls that like to cause drama sometimes found me there and tried to literally hunt me down and take away one of the tennis balls that I had in my hand while I was there. Luckily, I got away, but I framed this like a social assassination attempt. The minute the other students were in that local secluded alleyway below the bleachers, those two girls just came right at me trying to steal my ball away from me. As for the period, it went mostly fine, although I did jokingly ask if there were spiders in the bathroom near the field that we were in. And the teacher comically said that he didn't see any spider, but he saw a tarantula before. Well, that was kind of funny. Third period, after that, and we did more science notes about tsunamis and plate tectonics regarding the sea. And we did a quiz first randomly about the sea and to name whatever we could name online. A funny joke that I heard between one boy and two other girls is that one of the two girls named a lot of the oceans correctly, and one of the boys said, quote unquote, AI, she's cheating. And he also rambled about, quote unquote, go up and name 12 of the oceans right now on the screen where the teacher is projecting it. I know you can't do that, as he says to another girl nearby. The teacher even himself said, maybe she could tutor you after this test. And the kid said back, yes, but only if she can name 12 oceans right now on the screen that I know she cannot do, quote unquote. And it was pretty funny between the three of them. So it was kind of comical at the same time. Later on, we worked on notes and we finished up a map assignment where we identify oceans. But I was called early to the counselor's office to decide my next future classes for junior year. What I did is that I quickly finished up the assignments required for this class and then move on to the counselor's office. So what I was deciding is that he decided on two things for as he was on a short call with another local person. If I get accepted into Link Crew, I am to let him know immediately upon knowledge. But if I am not accepted into Link Crew, I am to set in a new class, such as Industrial Engineering 1, which I might try out as a class if I don't end up getting accepted. And it was all the basic stuff. Like we're gonna decide to go to Spanish 2 to Spanish 3 to English 2 to English 2. So we're gonna be doing that. But that was kind of interesting because I was not expecting to actually be called during this period at all. But eventually it did happen. I did finish up the work for third period and then it all went fine. It feels weird because I'm literally deciding how my future is gonna go next year. But my reflections prepared me for such a thing, thankfully. Now, as for fourth period, this was the final day of Operation First Lunch. Unfortunately, but no one was there, so I decided to do self work. I wanted to go up to someone nearby, but I didn't have enough social energy to be able to do so regardless. But I did finish up a padded assignment this time for this class, and this concludes the end of Operation First Lunch, because this may never really happen again in my high school career, like ever again. And I was sent back because this was the last day for that the teacher is going to be hosting the movie that said no that I should not be watching. And I was sent to the library one last time today. This is it. And credit to me for attending, and credit up to the local librarians nearby. And I should have talked to some local people nearby, but I didn't have enough social energy, I would guess. So I returned back to this period and finished up the assignments. Lunch period, I ate a nice cereal bar along with yogurt, and it tasted great. I had a great conversation with one of my local friends, and it went beautifully smooth. I did hear about there was some sort of senior water fight going on, and I might think more about that later on because it costs about $10 to enter. Because if this is something that's for seniors only, if you want to enter, it's a local water gun fight. There's a lot of rules about that stuff. I might do a video about it soon, but it all really depends. For fifth period, the same thing that I'd always do. I bet 13 cents that if I say three times a kid's gonna be late, that they're gonna be late. I said that this time, and lo and behold, a student was late today. Later on, during the Lord of the Flies reading, I read how from 183 to 191 on how Ralph sucked down into Sam and Eric's captivity, and how they told him that Jack had a spear sharpened on two sides, signaling that Jack will do anything and everything to hunt Ralph down and make sure that his head is placed on a stake. And after that, after the whole reading part, funny moment is that one of the girls, oddly enough, told me to call one of their boys nearby daddy. And one of their boys told me, no, don't. Please make your own decisions, quote unquote. So instead, I just said mommy to him, even though it was kind of cringe, but it was kind of funny at the same time. And of course, my teacher, acting super sassy as always, as we completed a worksheet about Lord of the Flies, she said to other students nearby, why is your pencil down? Worry about you, not about what she's doing. She's stretching right now. Stop talking to her, quote unquote. To one of the students, and in my row nearby, she also said, stop attacking my dear innocent student. I don't want to have to take it in today, as she says to like three local girls in my road as they're talking to a boy nearby. It all went well at the end. I described fifth period like a miniature environment that's neutral. Kids hang in there sometimes nearby, and even some kids do have informal conversations with the teacher, and it kind of feels like home, to be honest. But it feels like a neutral restaurant bar, like right at the end of class. There's like a big group of people talking. There's people here and there. So big credit to the teacher for such an environment. Sometimes you do feel kind of home within school, but it is what it is. So sixth period, I learned about math and about real numbers and how to categorize certain numbers, decimals, and fractions as rational, irrational, whole numbers, or integers depending on each number itself. The teacher asked, "What is the opposite of real numbers?" Another one said fake numbers, and I laughed because it wasn't literal, but it was mostly imaginary numbers, was the correct answer. Of course, as we did a cutting activity for math, the teacher gave the trash can around people as she went up around others. And when she came to my table, I told her to come back, and I put imaginary trash. Like I put my hand, I put nothing in the trash can, and she said, "Oh, thank you," which was a direct mention toward imaginary numbers, which is the trash itself is imaginary. Now, as we did homework in the class, my friends did have a Roblox character addiction to someone named Melanie, and I found it pretty weird. My friend's a good drawer, and he did go up and brag to the teacher that he has such a nice drawing and why it's so good. The teacher shrugged because the teacher was just kind of tired for the day. So yeah, she was like, she shrugged around, like she said, "Yes, it looks good." I'm trying to redirect them back to homework anyway, but she was tired to be honest, so I get why. But I don't know why. Funny enough is that as one of my friends who love to talk about history, another one of them asked, quote unquote, "What's the time?" Another one said it was from 1803 to 1850, and my other friend was like, "Oh my god, not the event! Like, what's the time right now?" And the other one said, "Oh, it's like 3:10 p.m. right now." And I personally found that one very funny. It's almost like a nice comedic tilt right there. I know I'm not revealing the entire conversation, but it was funny. I'll leave it like that. And credit to them today since it wasn't as chaotic.